Hello, my name is Maria Barreto, and this is my case study for assessment strategies and best practices. Student background. David is a 7th grade male, age 13. He was born on May 27, 2012. David speaks both English and Spanish. David's mother became pregnant when she was still in high school, but did receive her GED. David's mother and father never married, and David has little to no contact with his father. His mother is a full-time college student and also holds down a full-time job. David resides with his maternal grandmother during the school week and with his mother on the weekends. Although David is an only child, when he is at his grandmother's house, he lives with two male cousins, also both 13 years old. David has recently begun taking medication for anxiety prescribed by a psychiatrist, but is not receiving any type of therapy. From kindergarten through 5th grade, David averaged 18 absences per year. In 6th grade, that jumped to 65 absences, and he has not yet attended 7th grade. When speaking to his grandmother, she states that David refuses to get up in the mornings and often complains about aches and pains. No disciplinary referrals have ever been made up to now. David has strong communication skills and good listening comprehension when subject matter is read aloud. David appears to be an auditory learner and enjoys playing video games as well as fantasy and graphic novels. Summary of observations. Observation 1 was a guided small group instruction for 8th grade language arts. The observation took place during language arts. The instructor is working with a group of students, David being one of 3. The lesson is about how to cite textual evidence at the beginning of a lesson. The teacher gives the students background information regarding the lesson. She explains the 3 steps necessary to complete the task. She begins the lesson by asking questions, guiding the students to find information on their own. She continues this method throughout the lesson. Although David participates in the group and is not disruptive, he appears to have a hard time focusing on the lesson, especially when the instructor is talking to another student. David can follow direction and complete the tasks which the teacher requested. When asked to read the passage to find evidence of a statement, he is able to do this with assistance. The teacher has to give him a lot of prompting to find correct information from him. He does highlight in the text, but maybe overly so. Observation 2. This observation took place during 7th grade history. The teacher's name is Miss Campanato. She is lecturing on the Crusades. At the beginning of class, she questions the students regarding what they have already learned about the topic. She then explains that they will be doing a group project wherein each group will be given a data sheet regarding different crusades, and each group will then create a poster representing that event. She goes on to say that each group will then have a chance to present their posters and information the following day. The students were very responsive to the teacher. They were able to answer questions at the beginning of class and quickly got into their assigned groups and began the project. The teacher continued to move around the room during the entire time. Assessment results and interpretation. David was administered the LPAC summative assessment to ascertain his overall English language skills, due to the fact that his grandmother reports that Spanish is the main language spoken at home. As seen in Figure 1, David scored 1550 on the test, which puts him at a level 3 English language learner. David has strong listening and reading skills in English. David is able to interact with his peers in English in casual situations. He also is able to learn new things in English approximately 50% of the time, depending on the difficulty of the subject matter. David needs help when trying to explain more complex ideas, whether verbally or in writing, when communicating in English. And these are the LPAC assessment results. You can see his full score of 1520. That puts him at a level 3 English language learner. Area of need and instructional goal. By the end of the semester, the student will accurately use at least 5 different academic transition words, example, however, for example, in addition, therefore, and as a result, and incorporate 10 new academic vocabulary words in writing and speaking tests with 80% accuracy, as measured by writing samples, presentations, and teacher-created rubrics. Recommendations. Strategies to address gaps in Tier 1 instruction or intervention. So some of the strategies I came up with were pre-teach vocabulary, chunked information, and use visuals such as graphic organizers. And my reflection. David is sufficiently proficient in English for casual conversations and basic written assignments. Where he needs improvement is in more formal communication. Improving his vocabulary will help him with both conversation and writing skills. Therefore, front-loading academic vocabulary will help him not only understand what is about to be taught, but it will also help him when answering questions orally and written. By chunking information, it's easier for students, specifically English language learners, to digest a lesson, especially if it is a difficult or complicated lesson. Between chunks, ELs can engage in activities like summarizing, discussing, or completing quick tasks. Examples are matching terms to definitions. This helps reinforce understanding and gives teachers a chance to check for comprehension before moving on. Short, focused chunks with clear objectives keep students engaged. Incorporating quick activities like pair and share or graphic organizers between chunks reinforces learning and maintains interest. Finally, chunking allows teachers to build prior knowledge systematically. For ELs, this might mean starting with familiar concepts in their native language or using visuals before introducing complex ideas in English. Using visuals to support English language learners in the classroom allows ELs to better understand the material while learning important vocabulary. Graphic organizers are most useful when to ELs when presented as small group activities. During the activities, ELs benefit from opportunities to work cooperatively. Students are able to discuss and share their thoughts as they begin to contribute to the group effort. When ELs use graphic organizers, they achieve benefits across a variety of content areas in all grade levels. And those are my references. That's it. Thanks for watching.